Hello to my Capricorns. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading, Capricorns. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. All right, let's get into it. Let's get right into it. The moon will be moving from Taurus into Gemini. We'll be moving from Taurus into Gemini. We are still in the full moon phase. Still in the full moon phase. All right, so here are the questions for those of you all who are used to the questions. So we're going to start out with some questions. Gemini is one of the zodiac signs that's ruled by Mercury. And Mercury is the messenger and communication planet, but it's also the planet of knowledge and learning. It's also the planet of factual memory, opinion, trade, travel, commerce, all of those things, right? So this is an opportunity for you to learn something new, like kind of put the confusion and all of that stuff behind you, learn something new. And let's get into it. Here are the questions. First question is, do you feel there's an area of your life in need of radical change? Work, your relationships, your well-being, your home life. Second question is, what's getting in the way of you changing your story? The third question is, how could you inject more childlike curiosity into your life? And then last but not least is, who are the 5 people you can get in contact with or get in touch with that could help you on your journey? That could be 5 podcasts you're learning from. Let's say you want to start a business, or let's say you want to go back to school, or let's say you want to learn how to write a book, or something you want to learn how to do, right? Make that right there, or make a sign that says dream bigger, or write a book or something, and you don't have the resources, right? Well, the paper and coins resources, right? There's a tons of free resources out there. Going to the library, internet, mentors, podcasts, books, books on how to write books, those kind of things, blogs, all kinds of things. So that's what the moon in Gemini will help everybody to do, is like flip a switch, start thinking about how to enlighten yourselves through educating yourselves. Let's get into it. Let's get right into it. Let's see what's in your cards. First card out of the deck, 7 of Cups. This is interesting. So, 7 of Cups. All right. So, somebody, and this could apply to men and women, right? But, or however you identify, but 7 of Cups. Source wants you to end any environment, being in any environment where people are basically treating you like you can be replaced. Any environment, the scales at this point should have been falling from your eyes. It should have fallen off of your eyes. If you're in any environment where people are saying, oh, you can easily be replaced, they may not come out and say it, but they're treating you like you can be replaced, whether it's in a love relationship, friendship, job, any environment where you feel like, okay, it's taking you down to a low place where you're feeling like you're just feeling emotionally just drained. It doesn't feel good. You could easily be replaced. So it's just saying it's time to start creating room for a new blessing. Yep. Start creating room for something new. Creating room for something new so you can take the high road. When you're at a crossroad and you're in this internal warfare, sources say it's time to stop talking. 9 of Pentacles is like, you're cutting off. Time is money, so it's like, are you cutting off the giving more money or giving more time to something? You're saying you're just going to stop. It's something new that you're trying to create here. So you're trying to protect your emotions, right? You're trying to protect yourself from getting depressed, just low vibrational, talking about it, or just sitting, that toxic water sitting in your soil. You're an earth sign, right? And just sitting in your soil. So source is saying the longer it sits in your soil, the longer you sit there think about it, the more and more it's going to grow. The more it's going to go dark and darker, like mold. It's going to get darker and darker and darker. So it's to just cut the conversation, right? So source is saying what happens is with the 6 of Pentacles is like you're not looking for people's acceptance and approval. You're going to have to change that mindset. You're going to get out of whatever you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. That's what you're gonna have to change your mindset. You're gonna get out of it what you put into it, right? If you don't want to be treated like a charity case, or you don't want to treat somebody else like they're a charity case, you're gonna have to put into something what you're gonna get out of it what you put into it. So Basically, if people are saying, be treating you like you are like you can be replaced, that's not what you're treating them like. So, hey, I'm remove myself from the equation. I'm taking the high road, removing myself from the equation. Here's the Five of Wands. There's not even an internal fight. I'm not even fighting for it anymore. Moving on. So, that's what, looking at your cards here, somebody's going to have to really deliver yourself from embarrassment, shame and embarrassment. Oh, I've poured so much into something and they're comparing me to, okay, just stop talking. Source is saying, stop talking. Stop talking. No more conversation about it. You're not looking for their acceptance and their approval. You're not trying to be, accepted by whomever, married in business or married in love. You're not trying to be in some kind of a union, with them, right? You're not trying to be in some kind of covenant with them. So it's just saying to you, that's where this right here, the bait and switch, you're the initiator. You're the cardinal sign. Cardinal signs are the initiator. So it's just saying they shouldn't be initiating anything. You need to be initiating something. You need to be closing something out. So you need to be initiating something. You need to be moving on. The scales from your eyes have been removed. Something is over. Move on. Protect your emotions. Protect your emotions. Protect your emotions. Take the high road. Move on. Two of Wands. So I see you have the whole world in front of you. So Source is saying, something else that I feel like somebody's now learning is like via telepathy, right? Having conversations via telepathy, right? Looking at the Seven of Cups, the assumption could be, because I know you all deal with the physical existence for the most part, but if you pour into yourselves with your moon sign, it won't be so difficult for you to catch it. It won't be so difficult. I just need to hear them say it. I just need somebody to say, I need closure. The closure is in your water. That's the closure. The closure is in your water. It's you pouring into you. It'll start making sense. Things will start making sense. It'll be clearer and clearer. It'll be clear as day to somebody. When you start saying, I'm going to get out of something what I put into it. I'm going where I'm appreciated, not where I'm tolerated. If somebody made me feel like I can easily be replaced, then hey. And this is in all fairness, too. This is in all fairness. It's in all fairness. So, that's what I'm seeing for you all. So it's saying, don't make a fool out of yourself when you can be changed, liberated, and free from a circus. You can free yourself from a circus. So that's the source is trying to tell. That's the source is trying to tell somebody, like, stop falling for the bait and switch. Stop getting into arguments. That's a form of dark magic. That is a form of dark magic, getting into an argument. So, yeah, source is telling you, get as far away from that as possible. There's two types of energies that's on the dark side of 8. Those who succumb to passive and powerless behavior, they won't speak up. Or those are egotistical, materialistic, and forceful. Stay away from those energies so you can stay focused. That's what source is trying to help you. Like, okay, time to learn something about yourself. Best practices. Source is saying 5 and 2, 7. So it's time to close out something. Something is complete. Something is complete. What is complete is, that's the number 7 of cups here, is energies who want you to vibrate on a lower frequency. Who want you to vibrate on a lower frequency. Want you to be in a circus. Want you to be in argument mode all the time. Always argumentative. Fussing and fighting, arguing over something. Your anxiety all over the place. Then we have the Empress card. Right? So that limits your abundance and your prosperity. So source is saying, if you want to grow your abundance and your prosperity, once energy starts showing you that you can easily be replaced, then it's time for you to just move on. So think of it this way, like, because I have to give some examples, because again, You're an earth sign, but like, let me give you some examples. Some examples would be like patronizing stores or businesses that really are showing you they don't want you there. That's like dating somebody who basically is telling you, they may not say it out of their mouth, I could find somebody better than you. It's like, being the person that's invited to a family events that, okay, you're always the last one to know, or there's a separate list created for you. You're not even on the main uh, list where the rest of the family members are. So you're just on a separate list. You and a couple of other people on a separate list. Okay, why aren't you on the main list? What doesn't people want you to see on that list? So that's what Source is trying to help somebody learn how to do, is like really know when to stop the conversation. Like, you all are ruled by Saturn, which is no longer retrograde. It's really enforcing a boundary. This is really enforcing a boundary. The scales are falling from your eyes now. The scales are falling from your eyes now. You're starting to see something through a different lens. You're going to get out of relationships what you put into relationships. The end. The end. Right? So somebody's going to stop fighting something and finally say, okay, I have a sea of opportunities in front of you. So there's, like I said, there's two types of energies that sources that you are now no longer motivated to be around. You don't want to be around people that's always arguing, it's always fighting, it's always where you just feel like you need a vacation away from certain types of energies. You feel like if you had a motorcycle, you would put it in sixth gear away from those types of energies. That doesn't motivate you anymore in your personal or your professional life. So, yeah. So somebody's trying to create something new, but you're finally trying to get some rest first. So you're trying to get some rest. Yeah, it's hard to get rest when you're around a bunch of chaos and confusion. It's really hard to get some rest. So if you live in a place where there's always something going on, like or the police are always flying by with the sirens going, and the ambulance is always pulling up, it's always something going on, the neighbors always fighting, it's hard to get rest. Or it's always some chaos and confusion going on somewhere, personal or your professional life, always. Or there's always basically somebody basically telling you they can replace you. Okay. So Source is saying you got good news coming across your path. First of all, compassionate energies that's coming across, that's already there in your life. But also, Source is saying you need to stop talking. You need to stop talking. You need to stop talking and put some fire behind yourself and enforce a boundary. Take notes and enforce a boundary. So that's what Source has been trying to, that's what Source is trying to teach somebody, is like, it's time to enforce boundaries. Learn how to enforce boundaries, right? Yep. So like I said, you got good news coming across your path. Got good news coming across your path. There's definitely an energy that you don't want to go back to. There's a, for somebody, it's an emotionally immature energy you don't want to go back to. They don't know what to say out of their mouth, right? So, but Source is saying you're trying to get some rest. So somebody could be somebody could be under a spell. Somebody could be under a spell where there's just constant arguing going on. That's a spell. So take only what resonates with you. That is a spell. That's one kind of a way of spelling, somebody constantly comparing you to somebody else. You get into an argument, it's like a bait into something, a baiting and switching. Next thing you know, you're arguing. That is a form of spell work. So, which I'm going to start limiting talking about spell work on my channel, because I don't want to keep I know you all ask about it, but I like to keep my vibrations high on my channel. And so even though people ask about that kind of stuff, at some point somebody has to, when I say it, it may sound like, oh, okay, it makes sense now. But at some point, you're going to have to know this is sort of an entanglement. You're getting entangled in something. that somebody's using their element the wrong way. They're using their sword, their words to get you into an argument. This right here, words are spells. Somebody putting a spell on you. Next thing you know, you arguing with some energies, and you just like, I need to get as far away from them as possible. Spell. Now you sitting there with that on your mind. The words that they said over and over and over, and your mind can't even think about anything else. You're thinking about how they compared you to somebody else. You don't even have enough room in your brains to think about something else. So that's what Source is trying to teach somebody how to do, is get your rest, but stop the conversation. No matter what you do, you got to physically get away from them. Like physically, whoever they are, you got to get away from them. That's where you go right into prayer mode. Source, give me the strength. Give me the strength to get as far away from this as possible. Or else you're in a loop of a spell. That is dark magic. Yep. Chained to the devil. And the devil is very crafty. Warm up to you still mad about something such and such and such and such. It's the same old pattern of behavior. Same old pattern of behavior. So it's time to close it out. Time to close it out. Time to enforce boundaries. Learn lessons. Learn how to close out cycles. The more time you invest in something, the harder it is for you to say, okay, I need to move on from it. So 6 of Swords. Somebody is learning. You're learning how to travel light because you're watching other people who have been hurt. You've seen other people be depressed. You've seen it. Like, we've all seen it. You've seen people, like, behind closed doors be sad. People talk about them. Like, everybody has seen family members where people talk about them behind their back. Like, what? That's the part somebody's not. Take the scales from your eyes. Like, they still keep investing time. So let's raise the frequency here. Source is saying, let's start at the Ace of Cups. The good news, again, is that the scales have been removed from your eyes. You're keeping your vibrations high. You have moved on from something, and you got some good news coming across your path. You haven't spent time / money on something that's trying to wipe away the spell that's been put on you. So now you don't want to spend extra money, because now you're trying to feel better, right? And so you actively have taken action to speak into existence. Thank you, Source, for me thriving, not just being in survival mode. I'm not going to be laying down here with 10 swords in my back from people talking about me behind my back or talking about my loved ones behind my back. Thank you for that I'm thriving. Thank you. That's your prayer. Thank you that I'm thriving. I'm out of here. I'm thriving. I'm as fast as it. And Source is going to speed up somebody's prayers because the enemy is trying to work against it. That's why Source is going to speed up somebody's prayers, because the enemy is trying to work against it. Right? Here's the Empress card, right? So the enemy is really, really trying to limit your abundance and your prosperity. Doesn't want you to go anywhere. It's working extra hard. And other people can see it. Other people have seen it. Other people can see it. Yeah. A dark energy. That likes to judge people. That likes to judge or accuse other people of judging them. Oh, they don't like me because they always judge me, and they keep saying that same spell work to you. They don't like, you judging me, all of this. And next thing you know, you find yourself saying the same thing to other people. But when they cut the conversation off, that's when somebody says, you know what? They're under a spell. They're under a spell. That's what Source is trying to teach somebody. Is like when the person starts saying to you, oh, you judging me, you judge me. Oh, what's the classic saying? Only Source can judge, right? Somebody need to remember that. Only Source can judge. You're not judging anybody. You're entitled to an opinion, just like they're entitled to an opinion. The end. So that's what Source is trying to help somebody learn how to do. It's like cut the conversation. Just cut the conversation and move on. Physically move on. Drama is not cute. It is not cute at all. Drama, the back and forth argument. The more time you invest in something. Some people think that kind of stuff is cute. So, but yeah, that's what it looks like in the card. Somebody could be under a spell. Two of Wands. So, yeah, but so Source is, like I said, Source is fast tracking you. And, you know, here we have the Five of Wands here. So, yeah, trying to have you have telepathic conversations, right? So here we have the Four of Swords here. So Source is trying to help you to learn how to get your rest. Like really, really trying to help you to learn how to get your rest. Here we have the Page of Swords. So you can learn how to take notes so that you're not always walking on eggshells. So, like I said, this may be the last video I talk about spell work on my channel because I like to keep the vibrations high. And the only reason I even addressed it is because a lot of people were asking, well, how does this work? It takes you down to a lower frequency. Next thing you know, you start thinking everything is a spell. Words are spells, right? So start speaking to your highest self to combat this. Do not get into arguments with people. If that's what they believe something about something, okay, you know what? You comparing this and comparing that, trying to judge this and that. If somebody trying to judge your parenting skills or somebody else's parenting skills, hey, listen, I'm not going to argue with you. If they trying to judge how you were raised based on versus how they were raised, their household was better than the household you were raised, or their mom or dad was better than yours, you know what? You're right. 5 plus 5 is 670. You go ahead and sit with that. I'm moving on. Because that's showing you right there in the beginning, they see you as opposition. You can't be in a relationship with somebody who sees you as opposition. Y'all, they's looking for a fight. Like, what is the... They see you as opposition from the very beginning. All they're doing is trying to stack up what they can use against you later on. Your mother versus my mother. My father versus your father. My family versus your family. Me versus you. If it's coming together in a marriage, right here. We're talking about duality. So this right here symbolizes duality, right? So that means I'm not looking for perfection in you. It's like they're not perfect, right? Right? But these two horses, this carriage can't move if there was only one horse. You need both of these to move forward. That's what somebody's not seeing. And that's why I can see that somebody is under some kind of a spell, because that's what you would just like, you know what? I'm going to enforce a boundary. It's time to enforce it. But there's no way in the world we can be in a marriage and business and or in love. We can't be connected. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. If you always have to find some darkness, if everything about something connected to you is the dark energy, but to them, you always want extended grace, the light in them, but everything connected to you is some kind of darkness about you. No. Because if your family is so dark, if your life is so filled with darkness, why in the world, that's just speaking volume to somebody. Like, why in the world do they want to be connected to you? If you're such a dark entity, why would they want to be connected to you? All they're doing is just trying to restrict you. That's the Eight of Swords. If all they have to say to you about you and anybody else is that you're just this dark entity, they're trying to see this water right here dried up. That's creativity drying up. You're drying up your creativity. Right? So yeah. You're having a tower moment. That's an awakening here. You're having an awakening. And that's where that prayer warrior is coming out. That's what you're saying. Source. Okay. Give me the strength. Just like y'all see me shuffling the cards, that's what you're saying. Source, give me the strength, for real. Give me the strength, give me the answers to get as far away from these energies as fast as I can. As fast as I could possibly can. I don't want to be connected to this in any way, shape, form. No emotional connections, nothing. You don't want anything to affect your money. You don't want anything to affect your connections with people. You don't want to be denied for loans. You don't want to be denied. I mean, you just no restrictions whatsoever. So that's what your prayer is about to be. So it's detach me so I can thrive. That's what you want to be. You want it in thrive mode, right? So it's time to get structured, authoritative and structured in your prayers. Because somebody's dealing with some energies that's their way or the highway. And they see you have a big heart. You love deep. You love hard. You give people chance after chance after chance. They like, okay, this person is just a really good person. They see you as being this good person, but it's almost like they see you as wounded. So some energies see you as this wounded energy, helpless, wounded energy that you can just easily be replaced. Okay, we just toss them to the side. We easily replace them, but you're divinely protected. That's what source is trying to tell you. You are divinely protected. So get into prayer warrior mode. Get determined. Put some fire up under yourself. Get determined. As a source is trying to help somebody I don't know who I'm talking to, but for real, get determined. This weekend, learn how to pray. Thank you, source. There's no please, please, please. I don't know what's going on. I'm confused. I need clarity. I just need to hear one more. No. Thank you, source, for getting me away from energies who think I'm just so wounded and so hurt that I can't see straight. That they're ready to replace me with something else. Like, I don't even know. And source, like I said, you're divinely protected. You're dealing with some dark energies. Somebody's dealing with some dark energies that like to argue, fight, keep a bunch of chaos and confusion going on. Wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. So you got some good news. So keep moving forward. Third eye chakra cleanse. Something is not as deep as you think it is, right? Like I said, but still pull out the prayer warrior, right? So that's the some energies are not happy without you, and it's just driving some people crazy. So there are signs all around you, but toss some things into a burning bowl. Always bet on you. It's time to expand your brand. But ask source for clarity. Get focused. Get focused. But the curse is now broken. But I'm telling y'all, time is relative. And so starting out with the 7 of Cups here, somebody may have left behind a very poisonous or toxic or venomous people, places, or things. I don't know who this is for, but whatever. Source is saying it's time for you to learn how to protect your whatever you're creating, life you're creating for yourself. Like, it's time for you to learn how to protect that. Stop looking for I gotta physically hear something. I gotta physically pour into yourself so that source can show you through your dreams, downloads, videos. You'd be surprised at how like for instance, let's say for instance you say you want to learn how to write books when the moon moves into Gemini. I think it's going to be moving into Gemini depending on when you watch this video, like 2 a.m. on Sunday morning, right? Sunday the 17th of November. But let's say you want to learn how to write a book, right? There's tons of resources online. While you're learning how to write book outlines and all of this other kind of stuff, some information could come to you that actually is answering something that's totally unrelated to writing a book. That's how source gets information to people. It's like you could be looking at one thing, it's like, oh my God, this is the answer to something. You have a dream, download, whatever. But the curse is now broken. And the curse is broken is because somebody now knows the sword fighting, the arguing, the flame torching, and all of that stuff is a part of spell work. Wake up. The comparison, I can find somebody better than you. Yeah, whoever's spying on you is definitely turned on. They like, okay, wow, they getting it. Yeah, you're getting it. So this is about self-esteem. This is about you knowing your worth, like knowing who you are. Somebody ever tell you, Capricorn, I'm serious, oh, you can be replaced? You know how little babies be having them little fat fingers and they be waving bye-bye? Y'all need to take notes from the babies. Take a deep breath and get them little fat fingers together. So yeah, step out of your comfort zone. Find out what your north node is. See where you're going. Find out what your north node is. Do the research on it. Pull your birth chart. Y'all watching videos, pull your birth chart. Find out what your north node is. See what that is. Your north node. Go to Google. Just type in north node and such and learn all about it. See where you're going. Stop looking at your age and, oh, I'm too old. I've been stuck here for this length of time and I don't have the education. I don't have the this and that. So it's saying your motivation is changing. What you're getting ready to invest in yourself is changing. Your motivation is changing. So that's what it's saying. Get determined to add some structure to some things. You're no longer going to be motivated by staying around people who keep comparing you to other people. That shouldn't even be your motivation at some point. Integrity. I choose my words wisely. My words are creating my reality, right? My speech matches my actions. I keep promises to myself. I am consistent. I'm punctual. I accept the moment. I resonate with the highest truth. Yep. That's what Source is trying to help somebody learn how to do. It's like when you move on, from something, move on in love. Just like, you know what? Maybe somebody said you can be replaced because that's what somebody told them. Okay, well, I forgive you, but I still got to move on. That hurts. Like, especially if you're a person who loves deep and you love hard, that cuts deep. That cuts really, really deep for a person to basically be like, oh, I could, I could replace you at any moment. Okay, you know what? That may hurt your feelings. That may make you cry. But guess what? You know what? I think that's what you should do then. I don't like feeling like this in a relationship. You want happy tears in a relationship. You don't want to be, bent over crying because the person you with in business and or in love just keeps making you cry. They want to see you cry, like in a sad way. Like, what? So courage. Let me be open to courageously take the steps that are shown. So I do see somebody in prayer warrior status, and I do see other people praying for you, just determined to pray for you, so you can, start doing the mirror work. Don't look at your financial status. Don't look at whatever the situation is, your physical appearance, whether your skin looks right, or if your teeth don't look right, or you don't feel like you have the right clothes, or I don't know what people judge people on, but like, don't look at those kind of things. Source is trying to really increase somebody's faith, and just trying to help you to tap into that part of yourself and just really believe in the impossible. Have the courage to believe in the impossible. You're divinely protected. So it's just saying, take notes. Some energies are definitely trying to restrict. You've seen this happen before. You might have seen this happen before. Number 12. I'm a visionary. So creativity is a driving force in your life. Your imagination is rich, and you are able to express your feelings and insights in unique ways that others can benefit from. We've all seen this. Everybody has seen this. Everybody has seen somebody being talked about behind their backs. Everybody has seen this. And you don't know what that person is going through. You don't know if they're depressed behind closed doors and what they had to do to get up out of the bed. Everybody has heard people being talked about behind their backs. But everybody has also seen people one day decide to come in to work and say, you know what? They're moving on, or moving on from something. A marriage, a friendship, a organization, job, whatever. So that's what Source is trying to help somebody learn how to do, is get some courage, add some structure to some things, and just start thanking Source in advance. Not asking, but thanking. You're just like, that's faith. That's your faith. You're saying you're thanking Source for something and stepping out of your comfort zone. Find out what your north node is. Just do it. Deep breathing. Deep breathing. You're a visionary. You have to see it. You have to see it. That's what I have for you. Thank you for joining me. Here are the questions for the moon in Gemini. First question is, do you feel there's an area of your life in need of radical change? Work, your relationship, well-being, your home life. Second question is, what is getting in the way of you changing your story? Third question is, how could you inject more childlike curiosity into your life? And then fourth is, who are the 5 people you could get in touch with who could help you on your journey? That could be podcasts, that could be mentors, it can be books, audio books, the page turner books, who could help you get to where you're trying to get to, right? Again, like I said, you're divinely protected, but it's time for somebody to, get away from the, not, not seeing the good in yourself, because you keep hearing people say compare you to other, but it takes both of these horses. This is duality. It takes both of these horses for this carriage to move forward, right? So it takes both. Can't be just one, like this one over here that's saying, oh, if it wasn't for me, you'd be left off somewhere. Not true at all. Y'all can see it. You need some proof. There it is. It's, like I said, it's signs all around you. There it is right there. There it is right there. You can see it right there. So if this horse right here only saw the negative in this horse right here wouldn't even feel inspired to even move forward, right? So there has to be balance. This symbolizes duality. There has to be balance. Nobody's looking for perfection in anybody. But if people keep talking about how much better they are and where they came from than where you are, of course, Source is saying the scales need to fall from your eyes. So that's what I have for you. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.